Lamentations of the Fallen Eagle, and this will be part 2. Book of Lamentations, chapter 1, beginning in verse 12, and it says, "It is nothing to you, all ye that pass by. Behold and see if there be any sorrow like unto my sorrow, which is done unto me, wherewith the Lord hath afflicted me in the day of his fierce anger. From above hath he sent fire into my bones, and it prevaileth against them. He hath spread a net for my feet, he hath turned me back, he hath made me desolate and faint all the day. The Lord has sent many prophets, watchmen, and messengers throughout America to declare the hour of judgment that approaches upon this rebellious nation. His servants were mocked, persecuted, shunned, beaten, threatened for their lives to remain silent concerning these things. But the servants of the Lord prevailed, and a warning still goes forth. The fire of God has rested upon the final voices in the land before its desolation comes to pass. Though many fought against him, and sought to silence his servants, the Lord's word shall come to pass, and judgment shall be rendered. While the nation speaks peace and celebrates in its revelry, the true servants of God are in mourning and sorrow for what shall befall this once sanctified land. The yoke of my transgressions is bound by his hand, they are wreathed, and come up upon my neck. He hath made my strength to fall. The Lord hath delivered me into their hands, from whom I am not able to rise up. The unrepentant people of America shall wear the sins of this nation as a yoke upon their necks. By these very abominations in the land shall the chains of oppression be adorned them. The nation shall be paralyzed to rise up against its oppressor. Every attempt shall be defeated, for the Lord shall not give it any strength to succeed. Even the best of strategies shall fail against the most unthreatening defenses of the oppressor. The oppressors that shall invade the land will be as a prison guard against its inhabitants. Any attempt to rise up against the oppressor shall be likened to a prison riot that shall be crushed under the might of the wardens. The Lord hath trodden underfoot all my mighty men in the midst of me. He hath called an assembly against me to crush my young men. The Lord hath trodden the virgin, the daughter of Judah, as in a winepress. For these things I weep, my eye runneth down with water, because the comforter that should relieve my soul is far from me. My children are desolate, because the enemy prevailed. Zion spreadeth forth her hands, and there is none to comfort her. The Lord hath commanded concerning Jacob that his adversaries should be round about him. Jerusalem is a minstrel woman among them. The strength of the armed forces of America shall fail to withstand the onslaught the Lord shall send upon it. The militaries shall be decimated, and the civilians shall be open prey to its invaders. The dead will fill the streets, and sorrow shall increase greatly. The land of America will not have any beauty left in her, but shall only be seen as an abomination, worse than any third world country. The spiritual hand of the living God was laid upon the gracious land of America as a restrainer against the evil principalities without its borders. All who dwelled within its borders dwelled in safety, and the holy presence of his hedge of protection circled round about it. On the day of his wrath, his hand of restraint shall be lifted, and gross darkness shall cover the land as the evil ones are loosed to destroy this nation. The departure of the Lord's spiritual hand shall be felt across the land, as many will not feel his divine presence any longer. Many of the faithfuls in the land will believe that the Lord has abandoned them, as his presence cannot be felt anymore. This is far from the truth, as many will begin to see that in the secret place of their hearts, the Lord continues to remain present. This will be the time of the bride's final purification. In those days shall the bride of Christ begin to shine as a light of hope in the darkness, and shall become judges among the nations. The Lord is righteous, for I have rebelled against his commandment. Hear, I pray you, all people, and behold my sorrow. My virgins and my young men are gone into captivity. I called for my lovers, but they deceived me. My priests and mine elders gave up the ghosts in the city, while they sought their meat to relieve their souls. America will learn to humble herself before the Lord and confess that she was wicked and sinned greatly against the Lord Yahweh. He will be justified in the sight of all nations. Through a hard path, America shall learn this lesson of truth. No one among the foreign nations around the world shall come to the aid of America. Alone she thought she stood strong. Alone shall she fall mightily. Many of the Christian leaders in America shall abandon their office and leave the lost sheep defenseless. They shall go in pursuit of their own survival and shall find the sword of violence in the streets as they are smitten down to the grave by the lawless ones that now roam the land. Behold, O Lord, for I am in distress. My bowels are troubled, mine heart is turned within me, for I have grievously rebelled. Abroad the sword bereaveth, at home there is death. They have heard that I sigh, there is none to comfort me. All my enemies have heard of my trouble, they are glad that thou hast done it. Thou wilt bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me. Let all their wickedness come before thee, and do unto them as thou hast done unto me for all my transgressions. For my sighs are many, and my heart is faint. Panic, distress, sorrow, pain, and misery will be the fruits of the land. None shall find peace except the faithful that is covered in the blood of Yeshua. The cities will be filled with violence, and local neighborhoods will be stench with death. None shall find comfort in the worldly possessions many sold their souls to obtain. It will not satisfy the anguish of the spirit that only the Lord can restore.